Call, and I've been told that it shouldn't be an emergency call because I think with the amount of announcements that Boris Johnson has been doing recently, it sounds really like it's A, it's an emergency, and B, it's going to be bad news. So hopefully you understood it's excited emergency. And after the excitement of Andrew doing the advent calendar today and the announcements yesterday for the incentives, what I wanted to do was a very quick kind of call in now less than 10 and a half minutes. To explain, it's great having these incentives. And if you've just got back into the business or you've been out for a while, or I don't know if some of you maybe got affected by the coronavirus and lockdown. I don't know. Maybe you were like, humans and life got in the way. Well, January always ends up being one of those times when we turn around and go, right, January the 1st, New Year's resolutions, I'm going to make this year better than last year. Well, here's the thing. I think that's going to be quite easy after the 2020 we're having for the last 11 months. So that shouldn't be the goal, maybe. Maybe the goal is, what could you do differently for the next decade? What is it that you could change? One habit, and that one habit goes on to help you have a fantastic 2021 and a fantastic next 5-10 years with the company. And that's what we want to work on, because having been in for over 10 years, there's a couple of things we've been trialing and working on, and they've been going really well. And they are short-term incentives, but short-term goal setting. So it's great having your big goals, whether you're going for 100 plus, 200 plus, goal, GL, SGL, the holiday of a lifetime, luxury, anything like that. You need a big goal, okay? And when people say why, well, you need a big goal because that gives you your destination. That tells you exactly where you're going to and where you're aiming for. Along the way, the little bits of motivation that you need to keep you going for that goal are the shorter term goals. And those short-term incentives and short-term targets. So whether you call them targets, goals, wish list, or anything like that, what I'm going to work on now is give you a foolproof method that you can use, and you can try it for the next 30 days and see how it works for you for this December incentive. And then what you can do is you can reuse the same system in January and use it again in February and in March, and use it throughout the year to make sure that you're on track for things that you really want out of this business, and also what things that you want out of in life. So this doesn't just apply to this business, it applies in general. I'm just going to use this business because it's generic terms with UW. Also, UW pay for this broadband and this Zoom call. So let's do a UW goal and work on that, just because they pay for things like that. And what I want to cover is this month's incentive. So a lot of people like going for incentives or setting goals and targets. Now, there are 3 reasons people don't. The first thing is people don't set goals because, well, they weren't taught how. You don't have GCSE goal setting. You don't have A-level goal setting. You don't have target set PhDs and master courses. You just don't get that through your general education. So people don't know how to set goals. They also don't know why they should. There's no reason that people go, well, no, I'm not meant to, but I don't really know. How does it work? The third reason is the main reason people don't set goals, and that is fear of failure. Think about it. You set a goal and you say, oh, do you know what? I so want to have James Haskell or Catherine Granger in my living room in January to help me work off, they're saying Christmas pounds, but apparently COVID pounds is a terminology that's getting into the Oxford English Dictionary, third only to the word lockdown and you're on mute on Zoom, which are the 2 words of the year. So whether it's COVID pounds or Christmas pounds that you're going to put on because you've won the Christmas turkey and the Fortnum Mesa hamper, and you're obliged to finish it in the 4 days of non-lockdown that we've got in December from the government. Therefore, if that's your target and goal, but you don't want to tell everyone, because imagine if you tell everyone you're going to go and do a goal by a certain date and you don't hit it, the only option is you failed. And the fear of failure is what stops most people setting goals. But here's a breakthrough. If you set the goal and you set the date, you're in charge of whether you've passed or failed. So all it is, if you do it correctly, you can make sure that you continuously are passing and surpassing the goals that you want to achieve. And it's a very simple mindset shift. And it's proven in psychology and scientifically. To give you the story of how it's based, there is a lot of science and stuff has gone into British Olympic team. You can see that, many years ago, we weren't winning many gold medals, and now we do. And a lot of other nations do. And especially in athletics, they did a survey of a lot of Olympians, a lot of world champions over the last couple of decades. And Stephen Peters, who was with the British Olympic cycling team, did a lot of stuff, and he wrote The Chimp Paradox, which is a brilliant book. And they looked at it and they said, well, isn't it amazing that when people win medals, we'll call it the Olympic medals for Andrew Lindsay, when they win an Olympic medal, they're on the podium and there's three types of people. There's the gold, silver and bronze medal winner. The gold medalists, when they interview them afterwards, their happiness is very high. They're very pleased. They've won the gold medal. They feel like they're the best in the world and they've proven it. And it's years and years and years of effort that gets to that point. But they're also in the 0.001% of the world's population, which means it's very, very difficult to reach. The bronze medalist is the person who's finished third, and generally they're the plucky outsider. They're someone who made the final, didn't expect a medal, but they just had the race of their life, if you think of the 100 meters or 200 meters, and they made it to the bronze medal, and they're on the podium and they're like, wow, I've made it. Not only did I make the final, I'm here and I've won a bronze medal, and they're ecstatic and their happiness level is very high as well. What was strange was when they looked at the silver medalist and they asked the questions, they often found more than the other two positions, the silver medalist was the one that had the least amount of happiness, because they're very close to being a gold medalist, but also their aim had always been, I want to win a gold medal, They want to, and when they get to the silver medal, they actually feel like they failed because they're on the next step down on the podium. And that sounds incredible because there are not that many silver medalists for any event, but a chosen event that people work for 4, 8, 12 years of their life, they dedicate 2 decades, like Andrew Lindsay did. To then feel like, oh, I haven't won the medal I should have done. The same way Andrew Lindsay lost every boat race he was in for the Oxford-Cambridge boat race leading up to the Olympics. It can be a feeling that devastates you, but you also remind yourself, well, maybe I just won't set the goal next time. Maybe I won't aim so high next time. So they worked out a method and it worked really well with athletes, and you can use it in UW. And it's something I've taught the team, and only because it's worked for me and others. And I want to get everyone on this call to start using it. And then in January, you can say, look, I used it in December and it worked. Rather than going, oh my God, I've got this revolution, just go and use it, trial it out for the next 28, 30 days, and then go and show it works. And the way it works is, what they started doing with athletes was they had 3 targets, rather than just a gold medal target, they had 3 targets. So they'd say to an Olympian, right, you've got a minimum, a target, and an outrageous goal. So they're your 3 goals. You've got a minimum, target, outrageous. And your minimum goal is to qualify for the next major championships, be that the Olympics or the Worlds or whatever. That's your goal. Your target is to make the final of your event. And your outrageous goal, which is way out there, is to break the world record in your chosen event. And they'd given 3 goals, and then they'd set to work, not for the minimum or target, but they'd start doing the work to reach the outrageous goal. And they'd work hard all through the season, build into that event, build into the majors, and build into that culmination of the final race to go and break the world record. Now, most people, even Olympic gold medalists, don't break the world record. But when they're standing on the podium, and whether it's bronze or silver or gold, or they've made the final, they're thinking to themselves, well, what was my goal? My minimum was, well, qualify. I've qualified for the Olympics. I'm here. I'm representing my country. I'm in the elite. The next thing was to make the final. Well, I've made the final. Actually, I'm standing on the podium here. And the third is, well, okay, I didn't break the world record. You could actually win the gold medal and not break the world record. But if that was your goal, you're like, right, okay, well, 2 out of 3 isn't bad. And then they reset. You know that old saying, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. A lot of stuff that comes into our brains gets stuck there, and we use it as our beliefs. We'll believe that 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But when you set your own targets and goals, you can also make sure that you're constantly achieving and progressing throughout their goals, which sends you into an upward spiral, rather than a downward demotivating spiral, which gets you down. You feel like you can't do it. You're never going to reach it. What's the point? You go, hang on, what's the next goal? Right, the next goal is the next World Championships, or the British Championships, or the Commonwealth, whatever it is. So in UW, we've now been given an incentive now. And the way I would encourage you to use it is this: your minimum. Now you're going to go, oh, the minimum is to go and get Catherine Granger and James Haskell. No, the minimum is book yourselves a free kickoff ticket. Hard, eh? Book yourself a free kickoff ticket. The link's online, it's there, and it's a free, whether you do the Saturday or the Sunday, or you do wherever your local one is, whoever your leader is doing a kickoff, just book your ticket. What that does is means in 30 days time, you're still going to be in the game, and you're not going to be knocked off going, oh, I didn't achieve the incentive. That's your first goal. The second goal, which is, so that's your minimum, your target goal. Your target is to get the marketing pack. Now, to get the marketing pack is 1 customer. It can be energy only, it can be Gold Talk, it can be broadband, it can be Gold Energy. Get the marketing pack. Get that 1 customer to get the marketing box for yourself in January. And then your outrageous goal is to qualify with 12 holiday points. Remember, it's got to be more than the gold medal. It's got to be like, so 12 holiday points this month. Now, if that's something that's well within your comfort zone, then you need to set your goals to how many of your team can achieve that. And if it's well outside your comfort zone, you can book your ticket and you can do a customer in December. And then when January comes and the kickoff comes, you can go, well, I did my kickoff ticket. I'm here watching it. I actually got marketing pack and that's been delivered. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. What's my next goal? And because we're progressive creatures, we love achieving more and more and more. So that's a simple 3-step process: minimum, target, outrageous. And the example is this month's incentive. So make sure you booked your kickoff ticket, qualify for the marketing pack, and then go for 12 points rather than the 10 to make sure that you can work off the COVID pounds or the Christmas pounds. Or do you know what? If you're staying fit and healthy for December, just to stay, put a stake in the ground and say, I've achieved something. And that's what you got to do. And then in January, we'll go again. In February, we go again. And March, we go again. And you start doing that regularly, it becomes a habit. And it's the habits we choose that will make us wealthy or healthy or give us better lives, not the New Year's resolutions we make. So for all of you out there, that's my 15 minutes up. I know you've got to go and watch Strictly Come Dancing on Ice, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, In the Jungle, or, you're just watching reruns of Coronation Street. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But set your minimum, set your target, set your outrageous, and throughout the month, keep in touch with us. Let your leaders know how we're doing. So in the first week of January, I want to hear loads of people saying, yeah, I did that. I can do minimum, target, and outrageous. And you can go and set the goals. You can set the timeframes, and you can start being a goal getter and start setting better goals for 2021. Have a fabulous rest of the evening. Thank you for joining me. Really appreciate that. And have a fabulous December to remember. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.